My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise-canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Well, for the little moment that I come back around to work again on this series, just kind of wanted to show some of what these retrievers and dachshunds looked like when they were finished the last time. This is after they were carved, detailed, oiled, sanded, everything. And then, like, this is the walnut dachshund, and this is the mahogany dachshund, as far as the ones that were finished before the video. And you all could sure see that there was the little moment in which I kind of took the break in between the sessions of the last two videos of this series I recorded, or after that, just between those and this one, where I sort of did the ones where I kind of made these little pre-ornaments. And I'll have a little more to show when we get a little bit further along, but I say that there's a couple little squirrels here from that series, and a couple little, or 4 little golden retrievers I had, and I say that there's just a lot of interesting work coming along this way with all we have, with all we make, with all we do. And I'd say for this little moment, we got a little thing just to kind of get right back to. And maybe, just maybe these knives could use a little sharpening. And I'll tell y'all that probably that other glove that I had that I was using with the detail sander, I might have left it over there. But we got a good one to use over here. It's a brand new one. As a matter of fact, that probably makes it even better to carve. I didn't think about that while I was sharpening the knife without my glove. That's probably another place where it's kind of best to have your glove. Even sharpening a knife, you could probably kind of, I'd say, just get a little cut if you're not careful. So I say that as of a certain step I took on the retrievers last time around, after I finished recording the last video of this series, the second video of this series, we're on the third right now, I kind of like took the same step on the other one that I took during the video on one, and just got to say that this is where we work in a little faith and love and hope, I say. And for all this time, I say that we gotta work little ways in to what we have, what we do. And coming down to this, I think we're going to take one more step and kind of carve a little bit more into the front leg, I say, and kind of put the feel right into the place where the wood needs to go. And I say just work the way it shall, with all the little due respects to all we do and all we have, I say, it's just kind of like how that little work shall make its way to us. I say that a little time and effort shall come a long way in all we're doing, you know. I tell y'all that this is just something that is one thing I love to do, and for all years of my life, it's like I've had different things at different times. I used to get little carving sets and tools for Christmas and for years in my packages, and some of them kind of stayed around a long time and never got used. But I'd say as I just worked further along, there were probably the years of my life I was kind of more wanting to work on music, but wasn't something I loved to do, just kind of something I wanted to be seen doing because I was always exposed to the people who did it more professionally. And I'll tell y'all that this little kind of work is just making its way up to the top, and God, I say that this is just a little bit of woe to us all. And I say that there's a lot of stuff we might find in the Bible here and there, and oh, we know that there's a lot of woe in the world, and we know that we just have little ways that we sin in the world, I say, and we know that this world can be kind of a lonely place, but I say that I was in the little Pacini's restaurant this morning just to kind of get a little dinner salad with some chicken in it. That's what I have to eat now because can't really have the pizzas and pastas as much. I say because kind of starting a low carb diet. When I had my blood checked last time, I'd say my triglycerides were high and glucose was at pre-diabetic levels, so have to kind of be careful about the things I do, the things I eat, and just use the best caution I can in doing all things, because this is just one of those things that's going to last us a little longer when we get down to the final work. And you know, if you ever check out Darman, Dharmann, just Google him and look up his channel. You'll notice there was a recent video he did, and I mean, the story is fictional, but it's kind of rather motivational and kind of just a little life lesson to teach. But as of what you see, what happened in the video was that this man was cooking. He was also kind of living alone and taking care of his little brother, and his little brother, who was just a kid, poured brandy into the little frying pan while he was talking to his girlfriend. That he turned up the heat, and the heat kind of came up and blinded him, and he ended up in the hospital. But nonetheless, she loved him, she took care of him. He didn't give up on his dream of being a chef, and more than that, he still cooked right there in the home. And even to that matter, they kind of set up a virtual restaurant. You know, I'd say the knife may not have been sharp enough there. That might have been the reason why we had that little slip there. But I tell you this, I'd say slips of the knife do happen sometimes, and just kind of cause little pieces of wood to go flying at times. Sometimes even when you're sanding, it'll kind of do that as well. And there had kind of been a story I told about how it was with sanding a spoon one time that was made out of cherry, and how it kept flying out of my hand, and kept picking it back up to finish sanding it. And somebody said to me, if you don't want it, why do you keep letting it go? Or why do you keep dropping it or throwing it down? But I tell you, that was just a little accidental thing that happened. I say that we'll kind of take this same little step among this other one too. Try to just work along and take the little pieces of wood and chip them off and peel them off and carve them off just as best as we can, the bestest way we can. I say, and oh, I say, just make a little work of what we have. I say that this is just kind of like little ways we work into our doings, and then just kind of like take it all soft and centerful. We might not even get around to doing any work with the Dachshunds on this video because can't make it too long, and here we are with the retrievers right now. But we're going to get around to doing that one of these days eventually, and take it where it's going to be a little special world for us to live in and learn by, and see how God is so gracious to us and makes a better world for us. And I say, in a little life, no reason why little wood carving can't do us all a little good. I've known people who tell me they wish they could carve like that, or be creative like that, or be crafty or artsy like that. But I say that we're all just kind of different. We probably all see a little something in somebody else we wish we could have or wish we could be. That's probably the life of most of us, and just kind of how it goes, and all the things that we see in others is what we often notice, but there's so much we don't really see in ourselves. They always say, sometimes we think that the grass is greener on the other side, or so it seems, but that's just kind of a common phrase, because in all our lives, we always just wanted what somebody else had. Sometimes people who had what we didn't, they seemed like the happiest people we knew, but we just kind of learn over time. There's a little phrase I heard one time that said, let's be ourselves. Other people's shoes can give us blisters. I say that this is just kind of like the little ways we work about life, and kind of come down to what a little retriever can be for us. And I might not take it too far or make things too much out of the way, but I'd say with all the little work I'm doing, I can just kind of assure you that this is going to be the kind of work that's going to blind our negatives and open our eyes to our positives. So I say we come along this way, making things as good as we can make them. And I say that this is just kind of like little times we work so hard just to make things a better living for ourselves and for others and those who are all around us, I say. And then this is what it'll come down to being when we get through with the whole freaking thing. And then we know that there's just a little more ways to go. Sometimes we do have a long way to go in our thinking before we take it too far, or think too much over, or do too much without thinking first. There's some things in life we kind of have to think through about and learn the realities about, so we see a brighter future, a brighter day ahead of us. And oh, all the events I know could be coming up sooner or later, But I say that we got around to these special steps here, and I've got some more to say as we will move on in the future, but I just know of one thing. I've been going back to my Facebook page to kind of send invites to people who have liked all my posts. I learned you can only send 1,000 invites in 24 hours, so wait 24 hours to send more after that, and so that's what I find out and when I go about doing it. But I'm hoping to kind of gain more followers and get more invites out and bring more people to my page. Hope you will subscribe there if you haven't already, and take care. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.